Right. Last week, in honour of my 60th weekly blog, I launched a new project. And this project was to go through all the friends on my MySpace profile, and any that were MMA fighters, to take down and make a list of all of their websites. And what I would do was basically rank them. I had a system where there were 12 points up for grabs. There was 3 up for grabs in terms of style and layout, 3 up for grabs in terms of features and content, 3 up for grabs in terms of interaction, and then I would do a thread with a poll on the forum, and I would put it to the popular vote. I would close, I would make sure that I had got at least 12 patrons voting before I shut down the poll. And then sort of at every weekend, those that I had managed to do during the week would be evaluated. The evaluations form a ranking system of up to 12 points. Below 4 is the Whitebelt classification, 5 and 6 is green, 7 and 8 is purple, 9 and 10 is brown, and 11 and 12 is black. And this week we managed to cover 2 websites. I shall start with Rich Franklin's website. The website address is richfranklin.com. It starts off by having an introduction page, which is quite interesting. I have to say, thankfully there is a button where you can avoid listening to the sort of 5-minute video, so you don't need to listen to that introduction every time you visit the site. But it's quite interesting because the video actually isn't about him. It is about his work in highlighting people who basically have some sort of disability, or perhaps they have an accident, and they are forced to change their lifestyle in order to accommodate that. So it's quite interesting, and I did listen to the video. In terms of style and layout, I am only awarding 2 points because I found the site possibly a little bit dark and a little bit cluttered. The main themes are sort of this black and grey, which is nice, but it can be a bit claustrophobic, particularly when you have quite a lot going on the sort of front page. There's a news section, there's a video section, and the difficulty I found with it was that it was all on the same page. I mean, there were links at the top, but there were also sort of like sections for each on the front page, and it was a bit cluttered, I felt. Features and content, I have awarded 3 marks because it had everything you would want, apart from there was no guest book and there was no forum. And Rich Franklin is possibly one of the people I think who should now consider putting a forum up. He does have a section for sort of fan feedback on his blogs, one of which is a sort of philosophical blog and one of which is sort of like a training blog. So he had sort of everything. There was wallpapers, there was videos, there was the works, there was everything you'd expect, so that's fine. Interaction, I've given him 3 because the blogs and the news are updated almost, I'd say about a week and a half, every week and a half perhaps, something is updated on the site. I've also spoken to him by email and he does respond sort of quite often, so I've given him 3 for that. The popular vote, we had 13 people voting, and in the end it was a split between 2 and 3 points, but the 3 points won in the end. So in total it's 3, 3, 3 and 2. which is an 11, so he's got the black belt ranking there for his website. The other person we covered was Leonard Garcia, whose website is www.badboy145.com. Again, that's all one word there. And it's quite difficult because I'm quite good friends with Leonard on MySpace, and he's quite sort of interactive and regular on there. But his website leaves a little bit to be desired, to be perfectly honest. Style and layout, it's a very simple layout with just 4 pictures, and it doesn't matter which link you click, those 4 pictures are the only background you get. So I gave him a 1 for that. Content and features, well, there was no pictures section, there was no forum, there was a guest book, but I think even his biography basically was a 2-line sentence saying, you know, if you want to see my record, go to Sherdog. No, not really. So I decided to give him no points there. And I gave him 1 point for interaction because he did have a blog and news section. He did have a guest book, but the last time the news section was updated was February. So 1 point there. And 1 point for the popular vote on the forum as well. That equals 1, 1, 1 and 0, which is 3. So his gets the white belt classification. Like I said, I actually am a big fan of Leonard, and I do like him, and I think if you want to get to know him, MySpace is the place to do it because he's quite regular there and he really responds there. I would not bother with his website, basically. I would stick to him on MySpace. And that is the rankings for this week.